Hi everyone, my name is Della Phillips. I'm an artist among other things, as well as I'm known as the Bicycle Lady. How you doing today? I'm doing great. Now I just got something in the mail, which I thought we'd like to take a look at. I used my own money to purchase it. I purchased it off the Faber-Castell website, and it's the Try-it Box. It's listed for $30. However, even in the description, it tells you on checkout, use the code TRYIT, all one word, and you'll get the box for $1 plus shipping. It also shows you a general listing of what to expect in the box. And I looked at it and went, okay, shipping, $1, and you get 3 markers that will total at least $15 plus some other items. So I thought it was well worth it. The shipping did turn out to be $9.99 for me here in the US, so the total cost was $10.99. Let's see what we got. I went ahead and cut the tape. Let's open it up. Okay, we got some eco-friendly paper packing. Faber-Castell is very big on being eco-friendly. Okay, first item is a pencil sharpener. And it appears to be a wedge-shaped pencil sharpener, which is kind of nice. And it has these ridges, so it's easier to grip there. And most people, when they take a pencil, let me take one out of here for now. You put it in, and then you turn the pencil. I do this as well. Especially with some of the square sharpeners and so forth, it's a little harder to grip. However, what intrigues me with this is you can actually do it the way the expert says you should be doing it. So you hold the pencil still, and you turn the sharpener. And what makes it easy is the wedge shape along with the ridges to grip it with. So that's great. I'm going to put this back down. I'm glad I got that. Next thing is, I know what this is. This is called the Grip It Eraser. It's a medium hard vinyl eraser. It's very good. You can do some nice lines. It's easy to grip. Normally we see these in packs of 3 on a card. All 3 are different colors, but I definitely can use that. Next item I'm seeing is a gelato. It says it's mango color, and they're water soluble. I know this isn't artist grade. I believe it's 1 step below. But still, it'd be fun to play with. I've seen people use them. However, I never have, because I have a fair collection of the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s, which are artist grade. So I'm going to be very interested to see how that works. It is water soluble. I don't know if I said that. Alright, next items, let's go for what caught my eye to begin with, is the markers. Let's move those down here. The big one. Okay, the big one is the Faber-Castell Albert. Now from the color, I would say it's like a type of a bluish gray, but we'll see. It says it's indigo. Here's the brushed end. And as indicated by this symbol, and over here it's a bullet end. Now, I have been using in the past the Winsor & Newton watercolor markers. And like those markers, this is a pigment-based marker. It is very light fast, 3 stars, but it doesn't give pigment information. So that's the one con there. We'll see how it performs and see what the color looks like as well. Let's go for another marker. Okay, this is the Artist Pen fine liner. Yes. And, whoa, it's a 0.1. Let's take a look at that. Wow, that's small. Okay. Be careful I don't mess up the point on that one. And what is this marker? Is this, nope. This is a Artist Pen brush. All right. Indicated by the B. Oh, that's really a fine brush. Very fine. So I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what we can do with that. It doesn't look like it's a Bristol brush, but it does look interesting. All right, now for the pencils. Let's go for graphite. Pretty much know what this is. This is one of my favorite pencils I like using, among a couple other brands as well. So the 9000 graphite. grade is 2B. I like using that for sketching, so I can definitely use that. And then this next pencil is Pitt Graphite Matte 2B. Now, I have a small set. I didn't buy the big set. I'm not a big fan because the way the drag is. It is definitely a matte. It doesn't get super dark. So I'd rather stay with the carbon pencil from Wolf. It seems to be less drag, even though it's 100% carbon. Or possibly the Mars Luminous. But there's some people absolutely love this pencil. However, this is a very high grade artist quality pencil. So very, very good quality there. It's just a matter of preference. That's all that is. It has nothing to do to reflect on the product itself. Okay, what we have here in this hand is a cobalt blue Albert Dürer and 3 light stars water soluble colored pencil. I have a small set of those. I would love to have a full set, but at this point in time, that's not in my budget, but maybe in the future. Then we have a polychromo, and this is a light cadmium yellow, and 3 stars on the light patness, so it's very light passed. I do have a full set of polychromos that I slowly saved up for and got. So next, I'm saving up for the Albert Dürer. And then Stonehenge, which I believe is an American company. This is the regular Stonehenge white. It is 250 GSM. There's 2 sheets in here, 5x7. 250 is that what, 110 pound? I'll have to check on that. And then the Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press Black. It's 100% cotton as well. There's some fine print there. And there's 1 sheet of it. Interesting to try out. Don't have any of that. Then Stonehenge Aqua Paper. Now I do have some aqua paper I like using with the Neo colors. And one other application is the 140 pound cold press. I have a pad of 9x12 of that, and then I have a pad of the hot press as well, and I got the 7x10 of that one. And they perform well. They are softer papers. What I don't have is the 300 pound. So that's great. I get a sample, 1 sheet of each to try out, a 5x7. Oh, and here we have a little booklet. I believe Art Graphic Artist Quality Products. It talks about their different products. That'd be great to thumb through. Alright, now that's everything in the box. I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to look up the cost or estimated cost of everything, and then I'll be right back. Now the estimated cost I come up with is without the paper. I'm not estimating the paper. The sharpener, I couldn't find an exact match, but essentially it's probably around $1.25. Like I said, in the US, usually we see these in 3-packs, but if you look at per unit cost in the 3-pack, this triangle grip it eraser would be around $1.25 to $1.50 depending. Gelato can range from about $2.85 down to $2.45. The Albert Dürer brush marker retail price is $6.50. You can find it around $4.60 to $5. The next thing is the Pitt fine liner. That's usually around $4. And then the brush pen is around $4.10 as well. Then the graphite pencil is around $2. Matte black is usually around $2.85, I believe, or $2.65. Then you have the Polychromo and the Albert Durer. They usually run the same price, around anywhere from $385 down to around $275. All in total, you're looking at a box value somewhere between $30 to $32. So the list price of $30 on the box was pretty good, but getting it for $1, fantastic deal. So my total cost was $10.99. I'm getting between $30 and $32 worth of product to try out. And artist grade, all except for the one. So you can't beat that. That's a great deal. What I did was I went ahead and got a standard piece of paper that I use a lot, which is the Spring Hill computer paper, 8.5 by 11. It is acid-free. It is cellulose paper. It is Bristol vellum, 90 pounds. And it has a nice velvet type surface, so I do enjoy drawing on it and practicing on it. So I thought I'd use that to swatch it out. I went ahead and wrote down all the names of the items that I received that we're going to test here. So the first thing is the gelato. I do have a water brush here. And let's kind of package like lipstick. Let's bring that up. Ooh, very creamy. It kind of applies like lipstick. It just very, very soft. Maybe just slightly less creamy than lipstick, but very close. Alright, let's cap that up. And let's see how it is. Yeah, it really goes in very quickly with water. Okay, so we got that. And the next one is the Albert Durer watercolor. I believe this is indigo. I forgot to mark that down, so let's just... And it has a dual tip. The indicators are here. The caps are different. I use another brand, Winsor Newton, and the caps are actually different. What's alike about these is they both have a brush nib and a bullet nib. They're pigment-based, not dye-based, and very light fast on both cases. The one thing is that the Faber-Castell doesn't tell you what the pigment is, whereas Winsor Newton fully discloses the pigment. I kind of like that. So here's the bullet tip. It's a little bit bigger than that with Winsor Newton. Let's see with water. I don't expect much with direct application of it dispersing, because this is not watercolor paper. It probably just soaks right in. Okay, that's the bullet. And for this supposed to be indigo, it has quite a gray tone to it. Kind of like a bluish gunmetal gray almost. So you get a little bit, depending on what paper I found with both the Faber-Castell, I have another one I tried out, as well as the Winsor Newton. They're pretty much the same when it comes to how they react on paper. It depends on the paper and the sizing, and it depends on whether direct application will disperse out. If you're on a paper where you want a little bit lighter, palette it and then take a brush and put it on the paper, and you'll be able to get your midtones. Okay, now the 0.1, which I brought out before here. That's the brush. So I'll be very gentle with this because I don't want to break the tip. Excellent. typical fine liner. Once it's dry, it is permanent. Cotton wool literature, very light, fast again, and acid-free, I believe. Now this brush is not a brush nib. This is like a phone, or there is flexibility. I have not, of course, I'm not a brush pen person per se. I have not had that much success, but the brush tips I've used in the past have been much thicker. Actually, I quite like this one. Play around with that some more. Again, it's permanent once dry. Okay. Next is the polychromo. I do have a full set of it. I had to save a long time to get it. It's in a tin. I did not get the wood set. Wood set is beautiful, but a little bit outside my budget. But I do love the polychromo, so I did slowly save up over more than a couple years, and I finally got my polychromo set. And it goes down creamy as usual with this paper especially, and other papers, and you can get a nice gradation depending on the pressure and whether or not you're burnishing. Now the next one is the Albert Durer watercolor pencil, the cobalt blue, and it's just a little bit of a drag, but not bad. Some watercolor pencils have a lot more drag to them, but this is not bad. And you can use it as a typical color pencil, or you can use it as a water-soluble. Make sure I got. And even on this paper, which is not watercolor paper, it readily goes into a watercolor mixture with no problem. Okay, that's great. Next one is the 9000 graphite. This pencil I use a lot. It's among my favorites. I do have a top of the line favorite I like a lot, but this is among them. And it's a 2B, which makes it nice for drawing and sketching. And depending on the pressure and the layers, you can get a nice gradation. Now I'm going to put a real heavy layer here for testing of the eraser layer. Here. Let's see what happens. Okay, now here's the Pitt Matte Black, the Pitt Graphite Matte. Now I had a smaller set of this. I'm not the biggest fan. It is a quality artist pencil, and to say I'm not the biggest fan, it doesn't reflect any at all about the quality of the pencil. It's just a personal preference. It seems a bit more drag. It is matte to a point, because if you lay down a lot like that, and hopefully you can see that on camera, there is a sheen. But as long as you just go with medium pressure and gradiate it out, it's fine. I know people who absolutely love this pencil a lot. I personally would go to like a Wolf Graphite, not Wolf Graphite, but the Wolf Carbon pencil. I actually think that carbon pencil is such a good carbon pencil that it's actually less drag on the paper than this matte black, and you have no chance to shine. And with the 4 grades, I believe it has, you do have a good range. And I do enjoy using those. Another one, it does have a little bit more drag, or about similar drag, but there's no way you're going to end up with any type of shine. And it does get darker than these even the 14B, is the Mars Lomograph. Or you can go with the Kimberly, which is a general pencil, 9XXB, but it only has the one grade. Okay, there. That's all the items swatched out. Let's see how the eraser, it will do well, I know that already. But let's go ahead and swipe through a line. One drag, medium pressure, not bad. Let's go a couple times. So you get a nice clean look. Now let's use the pit graph. You do get some good eraser, but not as good with the graphite, which is to be expected. Still, it does a real good job of it. You can get a nice line as well. Alright, so that's everything swatched out.